MechaGodzilla 3 or Heavy Arms Kiryu. Now, before I get this video started, I just want to say, this guy probably looks pretty fantastic right about now. But, I'm sorry, all of what looks like shading on this figure is just shadowing. I have a piss poor lighting system. I'm working on getting that fixed, believe me. But the pictures make this figure look a lot better than he actually looks. He is mostly silver, with a little bit of black, yellow, and red. There is no shading on this figure whatsoever. Now that I've said that, let's move on to the head. Now the reason why I have two pictures here is just because the picture on the left looks hilarious. I don't know how or why that picture turned out the way it did, but it looks like his left eye is a little bit bigger and a little bit lower. Meanwhile, if you look at the picture on the right, the eyes do look a little bit better. I mean, the left eye doesn't look like it's drooping off his face, but it does look a little bit bigger. I don't know. But I'm going to use these two pictures to talk about the details in the neck and the front of the shoulder pauldrons. So, looking at the neck, we have black tubing and wiring. It looks fantastic. I actually like that some of the silver paint is washing onto it. It looks a little bit weathered, at least to me. Although I have to say the molding of the shoulder pauldrons that are actually attaching them to Godzilla's chest area, it looks kind of bad. The shoulder pauldrons over here are lacking their red decal and of course a bunch of shading. Again, whatever looks like shading on here is just shadowing from my piss poor light system. But I do have to give this figure credit. His detail is awesome. Now on the other side of MechaGodzilla's head, for one thing, you can start seeing the teeth that they actually sculpted into this, which is fantastic. But looking at the detail on the back of MechaGodzilla's head and even on the side of his neck over here, it looks awesome. I really have nothing to complain about when it comes to this figure's detail. Even on the back of his head, you got some pretty awesome detail. I mean, the bolts for the dorsal plate over here do look a little off. On MechaGodzilla's back, we have some pretty awesome detail on the jets and on the dorsal plates as well. And you do start to see a little bit of the sparkle that they added to the paint job here. Looking at MechaGodzilla's chest, again, fantastic detail. Both on the chest, the hips, the top of the thighs. The black paint for the tubing and wiring looks great. Moving down to the lower thighs and the feet, all silver. You got the two upside down red triangles there. Again, detail out of the park. Looking at the side of MechaGodzilla's leg, you can see a little bit of the tail. I was really hoping the tail would have black paint on the wiring. You know, the space is in between all the armor over there, but it doesn't. I was hoping a little too hard for that one. And looking at this side over here, you can see some fantastic detail on MechaGodzilla's forearm mounted lasers. You can see the wire connecting it to his arm. You can see everything. And over here, to showcase more detail on the shoulder pauldrons, look at that. That's actually really cool. Pretty damn well done as well. Now take a look at the picture of this arm right here, okay? Got some great detail. But look at his fingers right here. Now I know that this is the hand that's supposed to turn into the drill, but look at the detail on this hand right here. Wow. They actually differentiated the two hands from one another. That deserves to be praised without question. And also, there's really great detail on this arm as well. Turning the figure over, surprisingly, there is detail on the underside of this guy's feet. Something that I really wasn't expecting, and it looks awesome. And focusing on the tail over here, the tail looks rather skinny and kind of short. Maybe that's just from scaling the figure down, but even with scaling it down, I feel like the tail should be a little bit thicker and longer. But yeah, great detail on the dorsal plates and on the wiring in between. And last but not least, let's take a look at the tag. Here is the front and here is the back with his dorsal plates. Man, this guy excels in detail but fails at paint. What about articulation? Now when it comes to the new MechaGodzilla, you really don't get too much in articulation either. You get the arms, which can move all the way around like so. His head can move all the way around. The legs actually cannot move and he has no swivel at the waist. But you can move the tail all the way around. Is this MechaGodzilla figure really anything to write home about? Not really. I mean, if you already have a Tokyo SOS MechaGodzilla figure, there really isn't any reason for you to get this one. I got him because I can't find a Kiryu figure for a good price or a price that I'm willing to spend. It's just, this feels lazy. Let's end this off with a size comparison. Here is Heavy Arms Kiryu next to the Bandai Movie Monsters series reissued Destroya and the original Godzilla 2000 figure. There he is again next to the Shin Godzilla Bandai Movie Monsters figure and the Godzilla GMK 9-inch figure. Last but not least, here he is next to the new Biollante figure. If you would like to see my review of the new Biollante figure, there will be a link at the end of the video and in the description as well. And yeah, the figure is a little small. It lacks shading and some necessary paint applications. But when it comes to finally picking up a MechaGodzilla 3 or Kiryu from Tokyo SOS, I'm happy I got this. Now it's probably pretty obvious, but the normal scaled figures like MechaGodzilla here, this is probably the size we should be expecting from now on. And it is a shame that the figures have gotten a little bit smaller, but I'd be perfectly fine with a little bit of a size difference if the paint were better. So the main problem that I had with Destroya's reissue is here with MechaGodzilla 3. Although even I have to say the Destroya figure came out much better than this figure, because at least the Destroya figure actually had some varying paint, even though not all of it was applied too well. Comment down below and tell me how you feel about MechaGodzilla 3 over here, or Kiryu, or Heavy Arms MechaGodzilla, or Heavy Arms Kiryu. Seriously, whatever you want to call this figure. Let me know what you think down below. Although I am a little bit let down with the lack thereof paint, I gotta say the detail on this figure ain't half bad. But yeah, until next time everybody, I've been Rob Reviews, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye everybody.